Hey guys, we are on day 25. We have 5 more days to go after this. So that's super exciting. You're doing so good and you're working so hard, and I'm so proud of you. I'm going to do one meeting today, and I was thinking that for today, since I've been reading your reading passages for you, that you could read through this yourself. All right, and then answer the questions. It's the same setup that we've been doing all week, so you should be able to do it. If you want to have a parent read it to you, that's fine also, but I definitely want you to give it a shot. So please, please, please try to read it. And then when you look at your comprehension practice page, you'll see today that it's talking about main idea and summary. And we talked a whole lot about this before we got out of school. So a main idea is brief, all right? It's what was the whole story or paragraph mostly about. It's not long, it's short. It has a couple details, but not a whole lot of details. You can just mention like one or two things, but mainly you're focused on what was the story about. All right, a summary is a bit longer. All right, so we've talked about our summary as in the somebody wanted but so when, so you can think about those 5 parts. Or this is something that includes the main idea plus multiple details. So when you summarize, you're telling somebody what the story was about. When you're giving the main idea, you're just kind of telling them what the topic is and why is it important. All right? So you're going to read this story and you're going to look for the main idea of each paragraph. So every paragraph is going to have its own main idea. What was that paragraph about? It's just going to be one sentence. All right? Then you're going to put all of those main ideas together to write one big summary. So it's really nice because you can read the first paragraph. Ask yourself what the main idea is. We'll do it in just a second. And then you can put that main idea, all of those main ideas together, and have your summary right there, and you don't even have to overly think about it or ask yourself a whole lot of questions. So if we look at the first paragraph, it says, whales are the biggest creatures that have ever lived on Earth. They are even bigger than the biggest dinosaurs were. Scientists think that whales once walked on land. They believe this because whales are not fish. They are mammals. All right, so what was that mostly about? It's about how whales are the largest creature and they're mammals. Whales are the largest mammals to ever live, period. All right, that's your main idea. You're going to use that main idea to help you write the summary later. So if you flip it over, you have 4 multiple choice questions about the passage, and then you're going to have to order the events 1 through 4. So 1 being what happened first, 4 being what happened last. All right, so you're just going to put a 1, 2, 3, or 4 in each one of those boxes. And what would be a good title for this whale story? So as you'll see, the passage has no title on it. All right, it has no title. It just shows you the passage. So what would you call this? What title would you give this passage if you were reading it or wanted to tell somebody to read it? All right, so the main ideas are going to be there for you. So if we look at number 1, it says, what was the main idea of the first paragraph? A, whales are bigger than dinosaurs were. B, whales are the biggest creature on Earth. Or C, whales are mammals. Well, we know it's not the dinosaurs because that's just kind of like a side note. It's telling us about their size. All right. Them being mammals is also kind of telling us about the whale. But the big takeaway there, and I think we said it a few minutes ago, is that whales are the biggest creature on Earth. All right, they're bigger than any dinosaur ever was. They're mammals, so they think that they used to walk on land. So that is the really key point right there. All right, so you're going to circle B for the main idea for paragraph 1. All right, so you should be able to get through that pretty easily, especially since this is stuff that we've talked a whole lot about. Now, moving on to our math today, it's a little bit longer, and we're going to talk about fractions. So we started talking about fractions right before we left on our extended break here, which is a total bummer. All right. And we know when we deal with fractions that we have to put something into equal parts. They all have to be the same, the best that we can. It doesn't have to be perfect. I've always told you it doesn't have to be perfect. I don't make them perfect, but we want to be as close as possible. So we're starting with that rectangle that is on your paper. And you're dividing it into 8 parts. And you can do this a couple different ways. The easiest thing I think to do is to break your triangle into fourths. Or your rectangle into fourths. So I have 4 parts. And I'm going to draw a line right down the middle, and that's going to give me 8 equal parts, or 8 equal parts to the best of my ability. Get them. What do you do? Go. What? All right, so we're going to have 8 equal parts. You're going to color 1/8 red. So when we say 1/8, we mean 1 out of 8 parts. So 1/8. All right, then you're going to use blue to color in 3/8. I don't have a blue Expo, so I'll make a stripe. How does that sound? I'll put polka dots. So 3/8 are going to be blue. And then half are going to be green. Well, I have to ask myself, what is half of 8? Half of 8 is 4, so that leaves 4/8, which is what we have left. And you're going to color those in green, and I'll put a stripe there for those. So you have 1 part red, 3 parts blue, 4 parts green. All right, and that gives you the shaded parts that the rectangle wanted. And that's what you're going to do for all 3 of those on that first page. Booker, go. Go to your page. Go. 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 Please hold. Get. The dog's in trouble. All right, so that's what you're going to do on this page. All right. Then on the back page, you have a bunch of fraction word problems. We'll look at the first one together. So basically what you're asking yourself with these fractions is, what is my whole and what is my part? 2 most important things. Now I need a paper towel. All right, what is my whole? Your whole is your denominator, which is your bottom number. All right. And then your top part. Okay, did Daddy get it? Yeah. All right. Is your part, which is your numerator. So you're looking at your part and your whole. All right, so Matthew has 8 pencils. All right, 3 of them do not have erasers on the end. What fraction of the pencils did not have erasers on the end? So, what's your whole? How many pencils does Matthew have? He has 8. Your part is how many don't have erasers. So your denominator is 8 because that's your whole. 3 don't have erasers, so that is your part. So your fraction is going to be 3/8. So all you have to do over there in that answer column is put 3/8. All right, so you're going to do that for all 12 of those. Just ask yourself, what's my whole, what's my part? All right, and you should be able to get through that pretty easily. All right, then you have your page for today, your review page. All right, very similar to everything we've been doing this week. Word problems, units of measurement, arrays, word numbers, number bonds, all things we've been doing, so you should be able to get through that pretty well on your own. This time for the unit of measurement, you're looking at length, so how long something is. So think about what measurements talk about how long something is. If you want to measure your table or a chair or a pencil, you're looking at the length of it. So think about what we use to measure length. All right. This time you're looking at 3-sided shapes, which we call triangles. So you're going to circle anything that has 3 angles on it. You're going to do some subtraction, you're going to order numbers, and then you're going to look at a graph. Again, all things we've been doing this week shouldn't be too big of a problem. I will post the answer key if you need it to check your work at the end. All right. And then you have your application problem. All right, last but not least for this week is the application problem. I'll read it with you, and then we will be done with today's stuff. So it says, Mabel cuts 9 pieces of ribbon for an art project. All right, so we know that she has 9 pieces of ribbon. Each piece of ribbon is 7 centimeters. All right, so each piece is 7 centimeters long. What is the total length of the pieces of ribbon that Mabel cuts? So, how long is all the ribbon together? Hopefully an operation is going off in your head. I know it's going off in mine. All right. Read the question. Use your cube strategy. All right. Draw a picture. Real simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. And then write your answer out. All right. So you have 3 parts of that to do. Should be able to do it pretty quickly and pretty easily without any problem. And if you have any questions, let me know. See you all on Monday.